Hello students, let's begin our today's session. Topic Wordplay Part 2. Now what do you mean by wordplay? In this you're going to find there are different games which are related to words. And why these games are introduced? So that we not only enjoy them but as well as it will help us to improve our vocabulary. Let's see the first game, that is word ladder. What is this game about? Let's see. A word ladder is a word game where you get a starting word and an ending word. For example, see a starting word that is given, that is down, and the ending word is given slow. Now what to do next in this game? So next is starting from the first word, you have to change the letters one at a time to reach the last word. For examples here, warm is given. So you have to change one word as you move up and you have to reach to the end word. Okay, so warm is given. So warm here, when you move up, you find that M we changed and replaced it with D and the word is word. Next, you'll find that when we move further, we'll find here that W is replaced with C and the word is card. Next is chord. So here we find that A is replaced with O, and at the end we find that R is replaced with L and the word is cold. So in this way, this is called as a word ladder. And not only this, there is one more rule which is very important, that is the starting and the ending word must be of the same length. Okay, so if it is four-letter word, the start and the end should also be a four-letter word, because sometimes they might only give the starting word and the steps will be given for you. Okay, a ladder will be provided and the end word will not be given. In that case, you have to keep this rule in mind that if the starting word is of four letter, then the ending word should be also of four letters. Let's see the more examples. See, in the more examples, you can read it. I'll read it out for you. That is hot, rot. So here R is been added, rod, here D is been added, and red, that is E is added. Next is cold and heat. So cold is the starting word, heat is the ending word. And how we climbed, we changed the word cold to hold, then hold to held to head, and head to heat. Okay, next is ice and hot. So ice is given and hot is given. That is the starting and the ending word is given. Now how we change? Ice we change to ace, then ape, then apt, opt, out, hut, and the end hot. So in this way we change the words, and this is what is called as a word ladder. I hope you understood. Let's move to the next game, that is word chain. Now from this image you had understood, you can understand that chain means what, where it is connected to each and other. So same way your words are also connected to each and other. Now how they are connected to each other, that we are going to see. For that there are rules. So first is word chain is a word game that begins with the letter that the previous word has ended with. with. So how is that? See here you'll find example circus. So the first word which is given to you is circus. The circus word ends with what? It ends with S. And now we have to start the next word or the new word with the last letter, that is from the S word. So the next word which we wrote, that is submerged. Okay, now D. So submerged word ends with D. Now the new word we have to start again with the ending word of that second, that is D. So we write dragon. So dragon word ends with N. So now we have to continue with the new word which is N, which will start from N. So in this way, this is word chain. But there is one more thing which you have to keep in mind, that you cannot write any word anytime. Why? Because a particular theme must be given for the word. Now let's see what theme is here. See, you have to prepare a word chain of food. So food here is a theme. Now related to the food, whatever words you know, you have to collect that words and prepare a word chain. Now for example, you will find here we have started with tomato. So tomato word ends with O. So the next word it should be related to food and it should start from O, that is orange. Orange word ends with E again. So you have to start a new word with the word E and it should be related to food, that is eggs. Now eggs word ends with S. So we have to start a new word which will begin from S and it is related to food. So that is spinach. Spinach word again you'll find it is ending with H. So now new word we have to begin with H, but it should also be related to food. So we write ham. Now ham word also ends with M. So now we have to start a new word which will be starting from M, but it should also be related to food. So we write muffin. Muffin word ends with N. We have to start a new word which will begin from N but is also related to food. So we write there nuts. Nuts word ends with S. Now we should also begin a new word which should be beginning from S and it should be related to food. So we have written sandwich. And in this way, so on, we can go on continuing our word chain. So in this way, we have to play this game word chain. I hope you have understood it's very easy. So now let's move ahead and let's see the third wordplay game. That is tongue twister. That means a tongue twister game of words which will twist your tongue. So let's see which are those and what are the rules. See, what is a tongue twister? It is a sequence of words or sounds, typically of an alternative kind, that are difficult to pronounce quickly and correctly. For example, she sells by the seashore. So you'll find this word, this sentence is very difficult to pronounce. Why? Because they are alternative, they are related to each other. Okay, they are in a particular sequence which makes the sentence when you speak, which makes it difficult to say. And sometimes if you say this word and if you make mistake somewhere, then you have to not do you don't have to take any tension, but you have to take it very lightly. You have to laugh at it. Why? Because it is made for that. Okay, so that you can enjoy. And not only you have to just enjoy, but you have to also correct your mistakes, and this will help you to improve your vocabulary as well as your pronunciation. Okay, see the next example, which is very famous. That is I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. So this is what is a famous, or you can say world famous tongue twister. So now I hope you are familiar with the with this game. Okay, when we'll play this game, it is very interesting and funny. So hope we'll play this game. Okay, now let's move to the next. That is next game is building a word pyramid. Now you find this pyramid is in a triangular shape, and this pyramid you won't find in India. It is in located in Egypt. Now how these pyramids are built? By keeping blocks one above the other in a symmetrical way. So same way you have to arrange the words also in a pyramid format. So how we are going to see arrange that? There are rules. Let's see what are those. The first one is starting with one or two letter word, make word pyramid. So the pyramid starts by one or two word and then we have to go on adding. See, next is add one letter at a time for each step. So for example, see here, the word and is there. Okay, the pyramid is started with a one word, that is n. We have to go on adding one word. So n is there, we added o and it turns to be on. Now two letters are there, you have to add one more, it becomes three-letter word, that is now. Then three-letter word is there. Okay, we added one more word and it becomes own. Now owns is there, so we added one more letter, that is five-letter word, and we made a word, that is town. So in this way, you have to go on adding the words and make a useful word. Now see the next example here. Here it is. The pyramid is starting with two-letter word, that is so. So we have to add one more letter and it becomes so. We have to add one more letter and it becomes row. We have to add one more and it becomes words. We have to add one more letter and it becomes swords. So in this way, this is what is a word pyramid. Hope you understood it. Let's move to the next game, that is express with a difference, that is idioms. Now what you mean by idioms? Let's see. Idioms are group of words whose meaning is quite different from that of a individual words used. Okay. In other words, you can say idioms don't mean exactly what the word say. For example, see, raining cats and mice. Raining cats and dogs. So that doesn't mean from the sky the cats and dogs are falling down, but it means it is raining very heavily. See the next example, that is a heart of gold. So here also heart of gold means what? The boy doesn't have a heart which is made of gold, but it means that the boy is very kind and good natured. So the words they say something else, but they have a complete different meaning. So this is what the idiom means. Okay, let's move to the next now. That is the last one, but which is divided again into three parts. That is better your work. Now, what does it mean? See the first part, that is A1 is homophones. Now, what do you mean by homophones? Homophones means words which sounds the same but have different spelling and meaning. Means the word which has same pronunciation but the spelling and the meanings are totally different. For example, you'll find here pair and pear. The pronunciation is same but the spelling as well as the meaning is different. Next is night and night. Right and right. You can see in the picture one right and the other right. Hair and hair. One and one, red and red. So in this way, this is what is homophones. That their pronunciation is same, but they have a different spelling as well as they have a different meaning altogether. Now let's move to the next second, that is headrums. Headrums means words which have same spelling but can have different pronunciation. Okay, now your spelling is same but the pronunciation is different as well as the meaning is also different. Now bow. One bow is here and other is bow. But you'll find the meaning is different, the pronunciation is different, but the spelling is same. So such words are called as headrooms. Okay, let's move to the next now. That is the last one. That is homographs. Now, what do you mean by homographs? Words with same spelling and pronunciation but different in meaning. For example, see, they have the same spelling, okay, wave, but and same pronunciation also, wave, wave, but the meaning is different. One wave means to wave your hand, other wave means the sea wave. Then next is dove and doe, tear and tear, cool and cool. So this is what the homograph means. Hope you have understood with the word game. Okay, and now I end my lecture. Thank you.